This video was made due to the amount of issues I had with my vehicle. This should be the same for a 2010 to 17 Chevy Equinox. I had a 27 Equinox. Speed sensor was built into the thing. That was the first issue. Amazon didn't make it easy to see. They now made them separate from the wheel bearing. You see all of this when you first really take a look. I ordered a wheel bearing. Tester said it was sensor. Wheel bearing had no sensor wire. So I ordered a sensor wire and sent the wheel bearing back. What a pain and what a mistake that was. Still an issue. ABS light still on. Check YouTube. Find issue could be a magnetic ring. Order wheel bearing again. Remove and replace passenger wheel bearing. Sure enough, magnetic ring was trashed. Magnetic ring and sensor are used to determine both tires spinning the same speed. Where there's a case of slip on ice, ABS would be engaged. Okay, now got all this in and still an issue, ABS light still on. Order wheel bearing for the driver's side. Same one, remove and replace. Sure enough, magnetic ring is trashed. Okay, now all in and still an issue, ABS lights still on. Oh wow. And take off the tire again, take out the speed sensor on that side, and the speed sensor is destroyed. Well, I've got the speed sensor from the passenger side. Is that going to work? Replace onto driver's side. Okay, now all in and still an issue. ABS lights still on. Seriously? Look on Amazon. Notice they've got yellow tape on the passenger side, blue on the driver's side. See that you can get both of them. So okay, this is a separate product. I should now get. See some that still have same for both with no color tape at all. Okay, what's it? So I go back out. I drove it, tested, parked it, hadn't done anything else to it. Just saw there was an issue and was like, okay, time to research. Turn the thing on and all is working. No ABS, no nothing. So you can use the same speed sensor for either side. Unless that really messes something up, please let me know because it works and it's been working great for weeks now. No lights. Family isn't stressed out about the dashboard Christmas tree light going, hey, are we going to make it to where we're going to? Well, I guess a lifesaver is removing the fuse, or else you are stuck with ABS going off every time you brake. There's really nothing wrong. You just brought your car back to the 80s with no brake pulsing, preventing lockups and assist on ice. So much went wrong, even the tires were near welded on, and I had to use a crowbar to knock and release, or hammer on the back of it. Why did they change the design of the wheel bearing with the sensor inside? We'll never know. What screwed me up for weeks as the budget didn't allow for fix one, two, or three, to the point I was about to give up. Just remove the bearing with the framer's hammer, and another hammer under the corner gets it out. But you gotta clobber the crap out of it. But it will come out. There are tools that will work like a wheel puller I wish I could afford, but the hammer or chisel will get it out after beating the crap out of it. Air chisel is kind of a must, and my situation is getting late. Neighbors are looking at me, and my old wheel bearing looks like hamburger. Like I'm not sure will it come out. Thinking how much is this tow truck gonna cost to come out to the car, and like do they charge more for not being able to even put a tire back on the thing? So I clobber it like mad on each corner, and it comes out, and you get to do it again. And I think it's safe to say you should just buy and do both. I had two buddies after the fact say, uh, told you so, and I knew that, but the budget doesn't want to hear that. So here's some tips I couldn't fit in while recording. Well, you cut off the old boot. You can take that and put it next to the new one to get to the correct size for the bottom. I found no need to cut the larger one and was able to just pull that one up and glue that and crimp it on. You can pull it up even further afterwards with some needle nose and then crimp it. Uh, and Went over the whole thing with glue again. Um, you're going to use the cutters I showed you in there. If you need to, you can pull them apart a little further and then put them on, and you're able to crimp it. Just it is a cutter, so don't cut it. Anyways, you might notice the crowbar that was used to keep the wheel from moving while torquing and disassembly. That's a helper I meant to mention in there. I literally ground two rings off of the drive shaft, uh, like threaded end to get a usable ring of thread, and had to use a Dremel on the inside of the bolt as cross-setting happened when I tried putting the bolt on after being a dumbass and hammering the drive shaft back in with a hammer and not using a wooden block. So please use a wooden block. Use my pain as your gain. Use a wooden block to knock that drive shaft out. You don't want to. You don't want to have to go through this. Anyways, for the brake rotor screw, try to hit that with a punch to loosen it up before trying to unscrew it. And if it strips, like mine did, used a few sizes of drill bits. Eventually, the larger one seemed to do more for me. Um, and you don't need to fully expose it. I just get it to, as you notice in the video, there's still some left. Just tap, don't hit the rotor. You're gonna need to get a new rotor. So like, careful on that, but you can tap it to get it to normally break free, and then just pull it out, and it will uh, leverage from the opposite side, and you will be able to get that over that screw, and that's comes out with your wheel bearing, so uh, don't need to worry about that anymore. Anyways, your brake slide out. You may need to tap it. Have a wire or bungee holder for that ready. Put it on the shock spring out of the way. Brake taps in the same way on reassembly. I'm sure something can go wrong with that, but as long as it's not touched, it seems to go back in fairly easy. And you get to see how badly you need to new pads and make a mental note to do that, and borrow a diag tool that lets you retract the hydraulic plunger or get a big C clamp. Anyways, good luck. I'm sure something else could go wrong, but I'm sure you would agree that I've made it through most and given bush fixes that you can do if you're in a bind. Um, Again, you'll need a 10 millimeter wrench for a speed sensor, bolts, 13 for the wheel bearing, 11 millimeter for brake, and 35 for the drive shaft.